this was the merch drop and I know it's like not as high quality as we'd like. You're getting all of them at once here, but it was Mutant Ape Yacht Club and Bored Ape Yacht Club. They had, all of these things available. There were some limited time only. There was some that were limited quantity. Basically, this was a shit show. I like the actual art itself. I know people were talking about it being like 90s streetwear, which I'm completely fine with. But as far as like how it looks and then the technicalities behind the drop, give us kind of a rundown on your thoughts.
My biggest thing was like it wasn't very smooth. It wasn't very clear. A lot of people were like, freaking out because they didn't think that they could actually check out with your MetaMask, because being able to check out with your MetaMask, you had to click this little 8 button, which was really ridiculous. And then they weren't clear on which items were limited, which items were not limited. They weren't clear on the fact that you could only check out one time, which has been an issue for the past 2 drops or past 3 drops, right? Where they literally, like, all of them, they've come back on day 2 and been like, okay, we're going to give everyone a second checkout. Why you forget to put that in your announcement this time around, I have no idea, right? So there's definitely some growing pains. I obviously, I can understand that you're implementing something new. You are, you're using the Coinbase checkout, and that's like totally new, but it was really, really bumpy. And then they took a little bit too long, in my opinion, to respond. And then as far as like the style, right, of the clothes, I agree that like it should have been more varied. We could, I've got, I don't know about anybody else, but I got a ton of black and white shit in my closet
Yes.
from last year. I wouldn't mind a little color. And especially for like the ape stuff, man. I feel like the ape stuff is a little Tom Hardy. And that's just not my vibe. And I think I saw a lot of people like talking about the fact that like they just wish there were more options, more colors, more stuff that maybe didn't feel like very like into a very specific niche. And then lastly, they didn't have anything for the ladies, man. Like I asked my, like I've got my wife, like she's got a hoodie, but I keep buying her hoodies and she's like, I got enough hoodies. I was like, hey babe, do you want a hoodie? She's like, I don't need another hoodie. She's down to wear the Bored Ape stuff, but she's not down to like wear, those sweatpants, the hats. None of that was for her, right? Like, so we got to remember that there's lady apes that are married in, and then you got women who are part of the community. Like, what are they buying? How do you like tap into them? So I think that they really, if they want to go streetwear brand, which I definitely think they're trying to do with like the way they're handling like the merchandise drops, then they need better representation in the clothing.
Yeah, DP is in the channel saying they could have come up with way better designs than that BS. 333 saying, where are the red tees? And then Jonathan Phillips is saying, sup, Flubber. So let's get your take on this merch drop here, Flubber, and kind of in general how you think community should go about maybe launching merch.
Well, I think I think the Hexbon, from wrong side actually. The Hexbon I got here. This is from the DBs, the Nifty Castle. Sorry, and those guys are super dope. But I thought that was really easy. I mean, you go in and I just use my MetaMask wallet to connect. And then I was taken into the merch page and could buy the hoodie and the merch. But again, I think you make a really good point there with the women's wear. I think it would be smart to expand to that. I mean, why not? We have a whole half of the world, man. Let's try to get at them. We can only benefit from having a more diverse community, for all these communities. So I think that's a really easy option to go with.
I have a question. How much was the merchandise? Are they making money off this merchandise, or is this all money made goes to the community? Because I'm not down with paying $200 worth of hoodie. Like, that's a $30 hoodie. I'll give you $30 for it.
This is a cool conversation because they did it in ape token. So there's like things that you could maybe make up in your brain where they could like have this and burn some of the tokens, or what do they do now? That they have all this ape. Do they sell the ape onto the community? What are you thinking, Ronan?
No, I think like I think they did actually say something about that. Like I think like it's gonna go like back to like the DAO controlled like there's like a percentage that goes like to the DAO controlled treasury and things like that. But to that point, it was in US dollars until you checked out, right? So you still saw that like the hoodies this time were $100, where like the last time they were like 45, right? So they were a little on the expensive side. But I will say that as far as all of the swag and stuff that I've gotten, and I've gotten, stuff from a lot of different projects over the last 12, 14 months. The Bored Ape stuff is definitely the highest quality next to like Super Plastic. Outside of that, I mean, they're all great. Like, I don't like, this is even, the hundreds is like really nice, but it's not quite there, right? Like the OG like hoodies and stuff from the apes, I think were really, really good. Now, I also heard that this new, this whole run is a new manufacturer, right? So like this is going to be all new gear. So we'll see how it goes, right? Exactly. So this is going to be fun. The only thing I'm super like a little, not so happy about is the fact that I didn't get a rug. So if anybody's got an extra rug, let your brother know.
Speaking of, and we have one comment here. Jonathan Phillips saying Yuga merch new male birth control. So that was a shot there across the bow. A little bit. This is a pretty cool. Thing from Nizzy NFT. Obviously the rug is S tier and it did go out really quickly. I liked the college. I don't know what you call this, but it's like the college kind of look. So he put a bunch in D tier that I would actually lettering. Yeah, I'm a vain person, man. I want people to know that I am in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Nothing says that more than Bored Ape across the freaking back. Like, some people are wondering, like, what is the skull, all this stuff? No, Bored Ape. Know it. Read it, live it.
Bruh, so when I get my car, I'm just gonna, the license plate's gonna say Bored.
Yeah, look at us. See, both of us, Savage is done hearing about Bored Ape for the last month. God.
I will say, okay, last thing on the merch, and then we can move on to the next topic. I do really, really wish that when we logged into the store, some of the items that we were not expecting were trait-specific items. I'm very ready for that moment where like you have a merch ape, you log in, and now, or you've got like a leopard print, right? And now there's a leopard print blanket that's got BAYC, but it's only available if you've got that one, right? But they don't say shit. You just know when you connect your wallet and you get into the store.